Donald Trump just got blindsided, not by Democrats, not by the media, but by the very man he tried to destroy. In his desperate attempt to turn the Department of Justice into his personal hit squad, Trump pushed a political prosecution that just backfired spectacularly. And the man handing him this defeat is none other than former FBI Director James Comey, the same one Trump once bragged about firing. This time, Trump's obsession with revenge may have finally trapped him. Trump's crusade for retribution has turned into a full-blown abuse of power. Let's start at the beginning, the moment he tried to pressure a U.S. attorney to go after one of his political enemies.
More breaking news tonight. The U.S. attorney under heavy pressure from President Trump to charge a New York State official the president considers a political enemy is stepping down.
Until we have really gotten into the Trump administration, is a president so willing to take his hand and slam it down on one side of the scale.
That moment revealed what Trump's presidency had truly become, a personal vendetta machine with no regard for the law, the Constitution, or basic ethics. Trump didn't even try to hide it. He went on camera bragging about his retribution list, claiming he'd go after James Comey, Adam Schiff, and anyone who ever challenged him, then pretending it wasn't a list at all.
We begin this hour with President Trump's retribution tour, entering uncharted waters with a stunning indictment of former FBI Director James Comey.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats, because Comey essentially he was worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey.
But we also know from some of his Truth Social postings that he plans to go after, for example, Adam Schiff and some of his competitors and rivals in the Democratic legislature.
He called Comey worse than a Democrat, accused him of corruption, and demanded his allies bring charges. And soon, that's exactly what happened. In an unprecedented move, a federal grand jury indicted James Comey, charging him with one count of making a false statement and one of obstructing a congressional proceeding.
In an historic development, a federal grand jury indicted former FBI Director James Comey late yesterday in connection with congressional testimony that he gave in September of 2020.
The indictment came just days after Trump publicly demanded it, and his hand-picked Attorney General Pam Bondi delivered. But instead of assigning an experienced prosecutor, Trump insisted that his personal attorney, Lindsey Halligan, handle the case, a woman with zero prosecutorial experience, better known for her pageant days than her courtroom record.
And those charges coming just days after the president publicly pressured Attorney General Pam Bondi to pursue cases against his opponents, including Comey, by name.
That was Trump's big mistake. Because just when it looked like Trump had scored his revenge, James Comey flipped the script.
In that testimony, Comey told Senator Ted Cruz that he stood by testimony from 2017, denying he authorized a leak of information. Comey now charged with one count of making a false statement and one count of obstruction of a congressional proceeding.
Former FBI Director James Comey makes a masterful chess move against Donald Trump's sham political prosecution by challenging the appointment of the MAGA U.S. attorney targeting him. The White House never saw this one coming. In a newly filed notice, Comey's attorneys informed the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia that they will be formally challenging the appointment of Lindsey Halligan as interim U.S. attorney. Halligan was given the job after her predecessor failed to execute Trump's demands for political prosecutions. She has no prior federal prosecutorial experience. Comey's lawyer said that the motion is challenging the lawfulness of the appointment of the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia on October 20th. In quotes, the court advised that arraignment that such motion will require designation of an assignment to an out-of-district judge to hear and resolve that motion, they wrote. Thus, in the interest of efficiency and to avoid any unnecessary delay in such process, Mr. Comey files the instant notice to formally alert the court. Halligan, a former Miss Colorado contestant, previously served as Trump's personal attorney. This administration is not even attempting to hide what it's doing here. They're blatantly abusing the power of the Justice Department to target Trump's perceived enemies. Once Democrats retake power, all of them should be investigated for corruption. Comey's lawyers filed a motion arguing that Halligan's appointment was unlawful, forcing the court to assign an out-of-district judge to review it. Translation, Trump's sham prosecutor could be kicked off the case entirely, and his hand-picked political hit job might collapse before it even goes to trial. That move wasn't just legal strategy, it was a checkmate. Comey turns Trump's power play into a constitutional crisis of Trump's own making. What this really shows is how far Trump is willing to go to weaponize the Justice Department, and how poorly he understands the law he's trying to manipulate. He wanted retribution. Instead, he's exposed his entire strategy as both corrupt and incompetent. Halligan, the loyalist lawyer Trump believed would protect him, may now be the reason his revenge campaign unravels. And once again, the man he fired is the one holding him accountable, not through politics, but through the rule of law. Trump's presidency has always been about punishment, punishing critics, punishing truth, punishing democracy. But this time, the law punched back. James Comey just reminded America that institutions still matter and that no amount of ego, corruption, or dictatorship cosplay can survive a well-placed legal counterpunch. Follow the channel, turn on notifications, and leave your comment below. Together, let's keep exposing Trump's abuses and defending a justice system that serves the people, not his revenge fantasies.